This is an instructional video introducing you to the Systems Thinking game. This game was created as a research project to help define and measure complex problem-solving skills. Before playing the game, please watch this tutorial video in full. The game consists of three major parts. Part 1 is a demographic and career survey. Part 2 is the game itself. After the game, Part 3 is a feedback survey followed by a self-assessment. All of these parts are key to the research. This tutorial starts just after the demographic and career surveys have been completed. This game is all about understanding systems and making them do what you want. The system you'll be working with in this game consists of the spinning shapes in the main area of the screen, this black dot in the middle of the screen, and some other things that we'll see shortly. The game contains several scenarios within which are particular tasks for you to solve. Each task has a single goal. The goal might be to make shapes multiply or to make them larger. So how do you do that? First, you need to understand how the system actually works. To help you with that, the game starts on this screen, the Observe screen. On this screen, you can watch how the system behaves over time. As you're watching, you may have already noticed a few things. Each shape is spinning either clockwise or counterclockwise at a certain speed. Each shape also has a different color and a certain number of angles. There are triangles, squares, pentagons, and hexagons. It's up to you to figure out which of these differences, if any, determine how each shape behaves in the game. You can click the play button to make the system play through one turn. As you can see, various things are happening here. Some kind of rain is falling from the top of the screen. Some kind of spikes have appeared. Some red circles have appeared. And the spinning shapes have moved, changed size, and multiplied or been destroyed. Using the slider at the bottom of the screen, the system can be observed at particular moments in time, a lot like watching a video recording. You can use this capability to zero in on particular events to try to understand exactly what's happening. Ultimately, you may not fully understand how the system works. In fact, you probably won't. That's fine. Part of the art of using systems thinking is how you proceed when you don't know everything. This is the main screen. From here, you can navigate to other parts of the game, such as the Observe screen. Later on, you'll also have access to the Experiment screen. At the top of the screen, you can see the instructional text. The goal of the task is shown in bold. To move the game forward, you click the Change System button. Right now, we're in the tutorial scenario. Each turn of the tutorial scenario presents you with a new, simple goal. The idea is to familiarize yourself with how the game works. Like in the real world, it can be difficult to find ways to directly affect systems. For example, if we want to solve world hunger, we can't make food appear on everyone's tables, but we might be able to make changes to improve food production, quality, or distribution. Similarly, this game allows only certain changes to be made. There are 4 options in the top section of the screen. These options each affect some overall aspect of the system. There are also 4 options on the left side of the screen. These options only affect one particular shape. First, the options on top. Hovering over the options shows some helper text. You won't be able to see the text in this instructional video, but it does appear in the game. You should read over each of these helper texts to understand how these values work. On the left side of the screen are the shape options. The currently selected shape appears above the spin speed option. You can select a different shape by clicking on it. As you change the spin speed, direction, and shape type, you can see how it will affect the selected shape. Finally, there's a black dot in the middle of the screen. This dot can be repositioned by clicking and dragging it around the screen. For now, our goal is simple. We are asked to move the black dot, called a gravity well, to the bottom right corner of the screen. The changes take effect when you click the Submit button. When you click Submit, the changes will be applied and the system will advance by 1 turn. After the tutorial, the real game will begin. Unlike the tutorial scenario, you will be given only 1 goal for each scenario. You will have a certain number of turns to complete the goal. These turns are displayed on the bottom right side of the screen. Also, after submitting changes each turn, you'll be asked to rate the importance of each of the variables. Just do your best with it. If you're not sure, you don't have to rate the variables at all. This gameplay pattern continues until you've completed all of the scenarios. This is the end of the instructional video. Now is a good time to go out and try out the game. Thanks for playing.